Brothers and sisters, it is the top of the morning, and I want to express, something that's been on my mind, and finally got my medications back in order to help me along my journey, and that's anxiety, dude. Anxiety. And so, what I've noticed is a lot of people think that marijuana is the big solution for anxiety. Brothers and sisters and brothers, if you don't know the time, well, I'm here to tell you, believe in yourself, okay? You know what's best for yourself, okay? Nobody knows what's best for yourself. I'm gonna tell you, this is my experience. So, when I was in California, they have it down to a science, okay? Well, I'm in Jupiter, Florida right now. I love it here, but we don't have access to medical marijuana like they do. You could just go in to California, and you could show them your ID card, and they'll be like, here's a plethora of things. My neighbors are awesome. Here's a plethora of edibles, whatever you want, blah, 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 blah. And yes, I can tell you that it helped, but you know yourself better than anybody knows you, okay? You do. Trust me, you do. So I'm going to tell you my experience from anxiety. My anxiety, and when you've been through trauma, to the extent that, let's say, I've been through, and I've been through some traumatic experiences, brothers and sisters. If you had I'm not even going to go into them, because if I talked about it, it would probably freak you out. It's scared me half to death, the traumatic experience I've been through. So, again, you know yourself, okay? When doctors, they listen, and I think that's a wonderful thing, and they listen really well. Thank you, doctors. I want to give my shout out to specifically my doctors, because my doctor listens to me, and anxiety is something I've been struggling my entire life. And from what I noticed, well, a lot of people struggle from anxiety. I'll tell you the first symptoms I noticed. I could not eat in the morning. Growing up, I was not able to eat anything in the morning. Like, not until around lunchtime I couldn't eat. And sometimes it's still like that. So I was put on, I could tell you what works for me. It might not work for you, and it might not be the solution for everybody. But alprazolam, okay? Benzos work for me. That's what works for me. I don't know what works for you. Allegedly, marijuana is a good alternative, but it's an alternative, okay? That's what I want to express here. It's an alternative, and it doesn't work for just it doesn't. Plain and simply said, it don't work for me, dude. And when you've seen a lot of traumatic experiences, you've seen a lot of trauma, listen, it ain't gonna work for everybody. And I hate how they think it's the big solution. And I'm telling you right now, marijuana is being weaponized, dude. Brothers and sisters, marijuana is being weaponized. I know it. I've seen it in people's eyes, what it's doing to people. It's not a good thing. Particularly Florida's marijuana. Who knows what they put on that stuff, dude? I used to smoke spice, man. And spice, that shit was fucked up. Excuse my language, I don't like to curse. That shit was messed up, dude. That was a messed up drug. You can withdraw from spice, believe it or not. I've done it. So, a lot of times what people do is, what do? And exercise. I always like to say exercise helps. Well, exercise does help to an extent, but it doesn't completely help me. I'm going to be honest with you. It doesn't help me completely. And what was I saying? Marijuana. Yeah, marijuana helped in California. Absolutely helped, but only you know yourself best. Nobody knows you like family. Nobody knows you like you know yourself, okay? So if you feel like you need something, express it to a doctor, because, again, and I'm going to state this for the third time, if you have been through some serious traumatic experiences, there are things that are not going to help. There are things that are going to make it worse, okay? For example, weed, okay? That shit makes it worse for me, because every time I go and I smoke weed, if I'm not used to it, this is what happens for me. I start thinking, and I start really overthinking shit. I'm like, damn, yo, I'm like, oh my God, what did I get myself into after I smoked some herbs? So my point is this. Well, I want to say thanks and praises to everybody that watches my channel. If you have not subscribed, I would very much appreciate if you subscribe. But you know yourself best. Nobody knows you like you know yourself. And I really do truly believe that marijuana is being weaponized. And I'm just saying, I think it's making people dumb. This is just what I'm acknowledging. So, brothers and sisters, with that said, may peace be with you, also with you. If you've been through some traumatic experiences, well, you know what I'm talking about. That not everything's gonna work for everybody. You know yourself better than anybody else. Nobody knows you like you know you. And if it's not working for you, express it. They're gonna insist that it's working for you. Just trust me. Give it a couple more weeks. Give it a couple more. No, dude. I've done it. I've been through the whole spiel, the whole experience. It didn't work for me. With that said, I want to give my thanks and praise to God. I want to give my thanks and praise to the universe, and thanks and praise to everybody who watched my channel. And this is a brief one. This is just me sharing my experience. I'm telling you, weed does not work for me. I'm not a firm believer in weed. All it does is give me anxiety and barely even makes me hungry. I'm just saying. Doesn't even give me the munchies anymore. May peace be with you. Also, you have a great day. Remember, you know yourself best. Express how you feel to a doctor and they'll help you. I'm telling you, especially if you've been through some trauma, they'll help you. Peace be with you. Also with you. You know yourself best. Don't let anybody tell you that you don't. Peace.